Welcome to today's class. In today's teaching, I'll be showing you the interface of Adobe Photoshop. Now, let's go fully into the tutorial. As you can see here, where we have files, edit, image, layers, this is our menu bar. Every of those things that you are seeing here, the file, edit, image, layer type, select, and every of those things has their own functions. Every of those things that you are seeing here has their own functions. By the time we go deep in this tutorial, you will be seeing the functions. Like from this file now, you can easily come here and create new. That is, if you want to create a new workplace, then you can easily create new from this place. Now, the open of a thing, if you want to open a recent, maybe you want to open a work, maybe you are working on something but you want to open it, then you can easily click on open. And we also have the open recent. Okay, some of the design I've worked on, the recent design. Look at every of those designs. So I can easily what? I can easily come here to open my recent work. You understand, like that. And we have open as. Okay, maybe we want to open something as. So every of those things has their own functions. And we have export. Export is very, very important, and this is what we will be making use of this thing very well. So we can export as PNG, we can export normal export, and we can save for web. Every of these things has their own advantages and disadvantages. If you are exporting as quick PNG, it will not be that strong like that. And you can export as that export as you want to export as image, you want to export as PNG, we have those features. But if you are exporting for social media design, I will always advise us to use for save for web, save for web, save for web. And if we are doing save for web, under save for webs, there are some settings that we are going to work on. Maybe by the time we work on our first design, I'm going to show you this. So we have out of that thing, we have place embedded. Yeah, there is a functions for it, and we still make use of it. So we have edit. We'll be coming here to do some things in this edit. We have layer, we have different, we have type, we have select, we have filter, we have 3D, we have view, we have plugins, we have windows, and we have help. Okay, before I proceed, you might be wondering, maybe by the time you opens your Adobe Photoshop, you might be wondering that your interface is not like this. Actually, when I go to Windows, I go to Workplace, and under my Workplace, I'm making use of photography. Photography. I don't know. Maybe there is an error in my Gmail, in my Photoshop right now. I'm not seeing all the old features under graphics and web. So that is why I'm making use of what photography. And with photography, I can see all my features. So let's move to this aspect. Every of these things that you are seeing, I can call them my control panel, because if you do anything, if you click on anything here, it will surely indicate in this place. So I refer this place as my control panel, Now let's move. Yeah, before now it's like this. You see where I click? See where I click? Before now it's like this, but you can extend it. Scrolling down, I don't really like it, so I have to extend it like this. So it brings them out into two section. And now, so let me just explain what is here so that we can proceed. Now we have our move tool. If you want to move anything on Photoshop, yes, you must come back to move tool. Without the move tool, you can't be able to move anything on Photoshop. So Photoshop requires you to what? To pick your move tool. To pick your move tool. Now, this is our lasso tool. we have our lasso tool. We have our lasso tool. You can see the functions. If you want to cut any image, you can easily make use of your lasso tools. And we have other. When you right click, if you right click on this thing, you will see another what? Another tools. We have, okay, the lasso tools. The one I just showed you now is polygonal lasso tools, and we also have the magnetic lasso tools. I don't know, maybe we should just try this. Can you give me some few minutes? Let me import something. Please, I'm still going to show you what I just did. Just want to import something. Okay. Oh, okay. Do you know what? Let me just explain this. Now, I want to import something to my Adobe Photoshop. Then there are various ways to import. I can easily go to my file and drag my picture to this workspace, and then I can come to file directly here. When you click on file, you click on place embedded. So by the time you click on place embedded, you can easily navigate your document or the picture you feel like what you feel like importing. So for here, let me just make use of this picture. So when you double click on it, it will what? It will come out. You are going to see it on your what? On your workplace. Now, if you notice, you can move it right, and if you notice there is a box inside. As you are seeing it now, this is in transformation mode. Yeah, I'm trying to go ahead of my time, but I still need to explain this since I've imported the picture. So it's in transformation mode. And as a matter of fact, even though you have your pick tools, you see, until I click on my pick tools, that is when what we that is when we can take it away from this transformation mode. Now let me take it back to that transformation mode. By the time I click on Control T, if you click on Control T, it will take you back to what? To transformation mode. And whenever you are on transformation mode, if you notice, I want you to notice that my mouse, you see, it's bringing like shape, like maybe you want to do every of this, you want to rotate it. Why? Because it's in what? It's in transformation mode. Whenever it's in transformation mode, you cannot do anything. But immediately I press enter, or I come back to this move to, then it will go back to the normal mode. So let me click on enter on my keyboard. As you can see, now we now have our pick to move to be precise. So now the reason for this, because I want to explain these lasso tools for us so that you can all know their features. Now if I click on the polygonal lasso tools, so I can easily trace this. As you can see, so if you want to see what you are doing very well, it's advisable to zoom, and the shortcut to zoom is Control Plus. You see, Control Plus. By the time we click on Control Plus, you zoom. I'm not going to do this perfectly because we are rehearsing here, and since I'm not making use of this, so this is how we cut. By the time we cut, I just want to show you the functions of this thing so that we can proceed. We have a lot to learn. So you bring it back, and by the time you bring it back, you notice you can what? You have your shape, and by the time you click on delete, but before you click on delete, come here. This is a layer, the layers box. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm running. Do you know what? Let's just leave this like this. Let's leave this. I don't want us to run because I really want us to understand this tutorial. I really want us to understand this tutorial. So lasso tools is for cutting and every of those magnetic tools. They serve the same functions, but they are just kind of different a little bit. Now let's proceed. Let's proceed. I don't want to run. I'm sorry, I don't want to run. I want us to understand this very well. We have what we call quick selection tools. Quick selection tools is one of the fastest means to pick your object. Okay, and I'm going to do something to this by clicking on this. By the time I pick it, The reason why it's showing this error is because our layers is not selected. Like our picture is not selected. So you have to come back to the layer, and I'm still going to explain more better. When you click on that layer, when you click on this thing, that means we have it. It's not active. By the time we come back, you see, you can't see the this thing again. Now, if you notice, we are only having a small dot. So we come to our control panel. I told you I refer this place as my control panel. So you click on this particular place here and increase the size. Yeah, we can increase the size of this particular thing. You see, you can easily increase the size as you want. So we want to try to select some things here. So by the time I click on this thing, you see it's one of the fastest way to select. If you notice now, if you notice something, we can see. Let me just undo this. Now you can't see anything, right? But by the time we click, see it picks what? It picks the object. So that is one of the functions of this selection tools. So let's go back and let's continue. So I'm just going to explain some of the important things that you are expected to know now. And we have the one for quick object selection tools, and we have magic wand selection tools. But for the sake of this tutorial, we'll make use of the object selection tools and quick selection tools. Now let's move. This is crop. What you are seeing right now is crop. So if you want to crop anything, you want to crop your file, your workspace, you can easily make use of this crop. We have eye drop tools. We have eye drop tools. I wish this thing can play. Oh, maybe I should just connect to my internet. Okay. So we have eye drop tools. We have eye drop tools. Maybe you want to select one particular color and replace it with this thing. Don't worry, we'll make use of it so you will understand better. We have spot healing brush tool. Spot healing brush tool. Mostly we make use of this when we are editing pictures for sports. Maybe you want to remove pimples and all those things. We have removal tools. We have removal tools here. Maybe you want to remove a particular things from a picture. So you can easily make use of this removal tools. We have the healing brush tool. Healing brush tools serve the same purposes with this sports healing brush tools. As you can see, the healing brush tools, look at this, they are trying to replace that particular thing with this place. And see, you can easily, this one too can be used to remove pimples, to edit your images. Now we have patch tools. We have patch tools. As you can see, this is the functions of these patch tools. Wow. So you see, so every of those things has their own features, and we'll be looking into them in this thing. Now, one of those things that I would love to show you is gradient tools. Gradient tools, if you want to have two color or three color in your graphics or in any of your objects, yeah, we make use of gradient tools. Make use of gradient tools. These are those things that we are going to be making use of. I don't want you to miss this tutorial. Like, I just want you to give it all everything it takes to know this. Graphics is very, very simple. That is sincere truth. Graphics is a very simple thing. If you can just understand the principle and follow these instructions, trust me, you are good to go. If you are with me, I don't know if you can just, if you're on YouTube, just give me a thumbs up. And then if you're on YouTube right now, you can just subscribe to this channel. Thank you. So we have what we call eraser tools. Maybe you want to erase a particular area, you can make use of this. We have blur tools. I believe even from the name blur, maybe you want to blur a particular area, so make use of blur tools. I don't want to waste much of our time. Now let's go to the type tools. Now, if you want to write anything on Photoshop, you have to make use of these tools. If you are not making use of these tools, then there's no way you can type anything on Photoshop. Yes, because Photoshop requires you to pick these tools before you can type anything. So by the time I click on these tools, so I can easily come here and type on anything. Oh, the reason why it's doing this is because my text is on white. So let's go to our control panel. You can see our control panels. We have our fonts here under our control panels. We have our size. If you want to change the size, but I would love to increase this so that we can all see. If you want to change your size, you don't have to touch this. Now the color, since we're having a white background, so that I will just change this color to black so that we can see what I'm typing. So the light design. So as you can see, this is our text, right? So that is how to write text on your what on your Adobe Photoshop. Is there any other thing? For now, that is all for now for this place. Now let's go to the layer. Let's go to the layer aspect. This is our layer, and under our layer we have properties. But in your own Photoshop, you might not see your properties here. You might see your properties in this place. So I move this. I can easily move this. So I move it from this place. I move it here. I love it here. You understand? I love it here. I love it here. So this is how I arrange my workspace. So I love it here. That is why. So in case we are not seeing it here. So these are properties. These are properties. You want to do any editing, fasting on your text. You can easily do this. Now let's go to the layer. This is our layer. Anything on Photoshop. Let me just close this. To close this, you just double click. The time you double click, it will close it. Now, anything you add on Photoshop, you can navigate it to your to your layers. Because everything that you are doing, it will always be under your layer. According to the image that we have here, so this eyes now, like if you want to hide it, I can click on this, it will hide the text. And if you want to bring it back, you click on it. So that is the function of this hide. Now we have opacity. Let me explain the opacity. Maybe you don't want it to be too sharp. You want to fade it a little bit. So that is the advantage of this opacity. The same thing goes to the fill. See, the same thing goes to the fill, but in for this tutorial we'll be making use of the opacity. I think we are okay with that. And we have this box. This box, we'll make use of this whenever we are trying to blend image with our background. We have normal, we have dissolve, we have darken. You'll see their functions now. Every of those things has their functions. I don't mean it is a real image now. You see, we are just trying to blend, like whenever we are trying to blend image with our background, we make use of every of those features over there. So for now, this is what I will explain here. Now let's move to this place. We have the layer mask. The layer mask is very important. Yes, most especially if you want to make any change to your to your object, so we can make use of layer mask. By the time we click on layer mask, it will create another box. I just want you to let's see how it works. Let's see how it works. You see, by the time I click on layer mask, what happened? We have another box, right? So with this, whenever we make any effect, it will what? It will we are going to see it here. But I'm going to explain more better by the time we work on what on every of these designs. Now on this place we have gradient map, we have color marker, we have channel mix up. Every of these things has their own features and they are very important. They are very important. And this place, like this is your blending option. This is your blending option. Now I can change this color to black. If I want to change this color to black now, I can go to color overlay. When I go to color overlay, let's click on color overlay. Let's see what this will give us. You see, it's changed to white, but because we have a white background, so let me just change the color. You see, so these are one of those things you can do to change your color. And we can make use of the gradient overlay. You see what we are talking about? We have gradient. Now, gradient and color overlay cannot work together. So it's either you choose one and what and remove one. So depending on what you want to do. So that is just it. These are the blending option, and every of these things has their own features. We have drop background. If you want to put background in your this thing, so they have their own settings. I think this is my. Let me just reset it. Let me reset it. Spread. You can see. Just want you to see the effect. But we'll perfect this when we go fully into the tutorial. So this is one of the most important things that you need to know before we proceed with our tutorial. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much.